Hi everybody, welcome to this painting video tutorial. Today we're going to be working on the Ghar Battlesuit from the game Beyond the Gates of Antares. To start with, I'm covering the model fully with Apothecary White on top of the spray can, the white spray can I was using. Then I'm using some contrast paint, Militarum Green, for the base, and that's to create this kind of classic base. I really like my figures to be standing out on my green battlefield. So here we go with some dry brush of yellow, still to bring this classic vibe and to bring some vibrancy to the model already. Nice. Now onto the rim of the base, I'm painting it in black. Just trying to be tidy here and to not go over the grass, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna still do a second coat of black afterwards at the very end. But that's again in order to already at this stage have something very nice to look like. You could argue that you could play with this figure already, like at this stage. Now we are painting, we are blocking the black areas of the miniature, and for this we are using some contrast paint again called the Black Legion. Nothing fancy here, just try to be tidy, and actually if you're not exactly tidy, that's totally not a problem because we're gonna use the same paint afterwards to create some chipping effect on the white, so doesn't really matter actually. What you have to be very careful of is those lenses here it's a tiny bit more details in the front of the face, and you want the face to be as clean as possible, so that's what I'm trying to do here, being quite neat. It's okay if it's going a bit over. So here you go with the chipping effect. As you can see, I'm using a sponge here with some paint, the same paint, the black paint, the contrast paint actually, and I'm just touching slightly the model on the raised edges to give this battle damage effect, mostly on the legs, but I'm also going on top of the most kind of areas that can be damaged by being shot at or simply because of moving parts all around. I do the same with some metallic color on top of the black base, and again that's just trying to hit the most raised areas, and the claw is actually an area that's supposed to be quite damaged, so that's what I'm doing here as well as on the gun. If there is a mistake, you can wipe it up with your finger. Then I come with the brush with the same metallic color, and that's in order to give a very slight edge highlight to bring the definition. Oh, I lost the focus here, sorry about that. Now we are painting the optics in a nice ice blue color from game Ghar Battlesuit. Try to be tidy here in order to hit the lenses. They are very small and sometimes they are a bit hidden in the model. I discovered some that were underneath, you're gonna see later. That's some things I forgot. Sorry about the focus again, I just figured out the camera and it's a bit hard. Yes, so the lenses on top, those ones are easy to hit. You can do the same for the little pink lights who are all over the armor by using a model color from Vallejo, magenta, and here again you try to be tidy, but again just a little tip: if you're not fully tidy, don't worry too much. That's simply because of the light nature of it. It can be that it's glowing all around, so I'm going to use the mistakes and use them as some kind of glow effect. Again, trying to paint as fast as we can and to not worry too much about the little mistakes. And if we make mistakes, we use them for a purpose. Here I do the inside of the gun also. I really like to have the gun that is pink inside, like actually on the artwork of the game. Those ones, those figures are actually shooting some kind of pink energy plasma weapon. I'm using some red color from contrast paint again, ball red, and that's ball red actually, and that's in order to create some markings and to create some variations. I can see that, for example, all the captains or all the the captains of my squad are gonna have some markings. This one could be having the marking on the gun. Simply just use an area that is very easy to hit and paint it red. That's my approach. I just do some little edge highlights on the red areas with some yellow mixed to the red so it gives a tiny bit more definition, and again, don't have to do it underneath, just do it on top where the light hits basically. Then I start creating the light effect by itself by mixing some white and some magenta, and I'm trying to hit the bulbs of the lights mostly in the middle, and this time I'm trying to be neat and to not hit the around, because then the arounds are more pink, dark pink, then it looks like it's glowing already. But we're going to improve that even a tiny bit later. To be honest, that's the steps who are taking the most time on those miniatures, is to paint the lights, and that's okay because it's actually quite fun and rewarding. It doesn't have to be extremely neat, but still. I'm doing the same on the blue lights, on the blue lenses, and that's also some white mixed with some ice electric blue, and you can see how it looks fully lit up. I'm now improving the lighting effect by diluting a lot of, with a lot of water, the magenta color, and I'm trying to kind of make a glaze of this color all around the parts who are supposed to be lit up, and that's in order to kind of create the glow of the light. And that's where I was telling you, if it was not very neat at the very beginning, that's also okay, because then it blends even more with the wash that I'm creating now, or more the glaze actually. Don't forget the slides who are underneath. I forgot some of them myself. Here you go. I do the same for the blue, so mixing a lot of water with the blue color and trying to hit the surroundings of the lenses again. Don't forget the ones that are underneath the model. I told you those ones. They are a bit hidden, but still it's nice to treat them the same way. And now for the final touch on the lights, basically you take some pure white and you try to hit as a small amount as possible on top of the light bulbs, and that's a bit too much, and that's gonna create the glowing effect. So basically, the more bright the light is, the better, the more white it is. I do the same for the blue. Don't forget the bottom, and here you go. So that's how it looks, fully finished. Here is the final result. So you can see that the color scheme is mostly black and white, which is actually very useful because it's very contrasting. The touches of color are also adding a lot to the model, especially the base. Actually, the yellow of the base, the yellowish green, is adding a lot of hue and saturation to it. The result would have not been the same if this guy would have been like on a snowy environment, for example. Then the lighting effects are also a way of bringing a lot of color for not so much work. And the chipping effects, they are there in order to give a lot of little details, but we have not been painting those ones with the brush, but more with the sponge. So that's also a way of going fast and to not spend a lot of time on edge highlighting, but still getting some little details on the edges. Here you go. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments, if I can improve something, and if you want to see me painting something else, just write it down. Thank you very much and see you later. Bye!